Welcome to Living Lauderdale, where we bring you the sights, sounds, and stories that make Fort Lauderdale one of the most captivating places on the map. If you love discovering hidden corners, waterfront wonders, and moments that make you pause and smile, you're in the right place. We're all about showing you the heart of this city, not just the landmarks, but the feeling of being here. So hit that subscribe button, join our growing community, and let's explore Fort Lauderdale together, one unforgettable scene at a time. Welcome aboard this journey along Fort Lauderdale's New River, a winding stretch of water that's been the city's heartbeat for generations. As we leave the Riverside Park area and begin gliding east, we enter a world where the water shapes the rhythm of life. Fort Lauderdale is often called the Venice of America, and here it's easy to see why. Bridges rise and fall, boats slip quietly past each other, and along the shore, life unfolds at a pace that feels unhurried and deeply connected to the water. As you take in the view, you'll notice a fascinating mix of homes, from historic cottages with lush gardens to sleek modern estates with clean lines and shimmering glass. Each one has a story, each one has found its place along the water's edge. Some have small docks where a single boat rocks gently, others boast impressive private marinas where yachts gleam in the light. It's a community where luxury meets laid-back charm, where neighbors wave across the water, and where the river feels like a shared front yard. The New River is alive with movement, but it's a gentle, coordinated kind of energy. You'll see paddleboarders carving easy paths between anchored boats, kayakers tracing the bends of the shoreline, and cruisers making their way toward the open ocean. The air carries a mix of sounds, the occasional call of a bird overhead, the soft slap of water against hulls, a distant bit of music from a boat or home. All of it weaves into a soundtrack that feels unmistakably Fort Lauderdale. As we continue east, the bridges become part of the experience. Watching one lift to allow a boat to pass isn't just a moment of infrastructure, it's a reminder of how this city bends to the water, how it accommodates the flow of boats, people, and life. From the water, even familiar streets look different. Trees lean out over the banks, the architecture comes into sharper relief, and you get a sense of just how deeply this city is tied to its river. Moving along, you may notice the layers of Fort Lauderdale's personality. On one side, you might see a quiet residential street lined with oaks and palms, on the other, a bustling marina or a lively waterfront cafe. There's no single face to the city, it's a mosaic of moments, of spaces both grand and intimate, stitched together by this winding river. Downtown gradually comes into view, with its mix of glass towers, historic buildings, and vibrant public spaces. But even here, with the energy of the city all around, the river remains a steadying presence. Boats pass by at a relaxed pace, people gather along the riverwalk, and the pulse of urban life hums softly in the background. It's a place where nature and city coexist, where the water never feels out of place, even among the high-rises. Along the banks, you might spot hidden details, a mural behind a marina, a tucked-away dock with colorful chairs, a local fisherman casting a quiet line. These small scenes are part of the magic, they remind you that this isn't just a backdrop, it's a living, breathing part of Fort Lauderdale. And the river invites you to notice these details, to let your eyes wander and take in the layers of life unfolding along its edge. What's striking about this ride is how effortlessly it pulls you into the present. The motion of the boat, the play of reflections on the water, the way buildings and trees drift slowly past, all of it encourages you to slow down and just be. Whether you're a visitor seeing the city for the first time or a long-time local, the river has a way of offering a fresh perspective, a new angle on the familiar. As we near downtown, you'll see people walking along the riverwalk, boats docked in neat rows, and restaurants buzzing with conversation. The river isn't separate from city life, it's woven into it, shaping its rhythm and giving it a unique flavor. You can feel that connection in the way people gather by the water, in the way bridges pause to let boats through, in the way even a simple boat ride becomes a memorable part of the day. What's remarkable about this stretch of river is its ability to hold contrasts in harmony. Quiet homes stand near bustling marinas. Historic sites share space with contemporary towers. Families on small boats wave to captains of sleek yachts. There's no competition here, just a shared appreciation for the water and all it brings. As we continue, notice how the river opens up views of the city that you can't get from the road. From here, you see Fort Lauderdale as it's meant to be seen, not just as a destination, but as a place where water shapes experience. The curve of the shoreline, the silhouette of a bridge, the movement of a boat across the current. These are the details that define this place, that give it its quiet magic. The longer you're on the water, the more you start to understand why the river is so beloved. It's not just about transportation or scenery, it's about the atmosphere it creates. It's about the way conversations feel lighter, the way time seems to stretch out, the way ordinary moments take on a kind of grace when you're surrounded by water. By the time we reach the heart of downtown, you've likely settled into that rhythm, the slow, easy pace that makes the river feel like its own little world. And that's part of what makes Fort Lauderdale special. It's a city with energy and ambition, yes, but also a city that knows how to pause, how to savor the flow of life along the water. There's something timeless about being on the water, a rhythm that quiets the mind and sharpens the senses. As the boat glides forward, the world seems to shift just slightly, and you're reminded that life doesn't always need to move so fast. The sound of the motor, the ripple of the wake, the gentle breeze, all of it invites you to slow down, to breathe, to take in the experience without the usual rush to analyze or explain. Boating through a city like Fort Lauderdale, you start to feel the unique relationship between land and water, between progress and preservation. It's a city that's learned how to live alongside its waterways, how to celebrate them, and how to let them shape daily life. There's an ease here, a sense that the water teaches patience, that time spent afloat is time well spent, whether you're chasing adventure or simply drifting in thought. The movement of the boat becomes its own kind of meditation. You settle into the steady sway, the subtle rise and fall that feels like a conversation with the river itself. There's no pressure to be anywhere else, no need to measure productivity in miles or moments. It's enough to be present, to let the passing world drift by, to absorb the textures of life unfolding along the shorelines without needing to own or capture them. A journey like this reminds you that cities aren't just their buildings or streets, they're shaped by their waterways, their green spaces, their moments of stillness as much as their bustle. Fort Lauderdale, with its long history on the water, is a city that understands contrast, the balance between luxury and simplicity, between celebration and solitude, between motion and rest. And in that balance, you find the essence of place. There's a quiet magic in watching the day unfold from the water. Even familiar places take on a different character when seen from this perspective. You notice the play of light, the shifting of sounds, the way the horizon feels just a little wider. The river becomes a kind of stage, and all around it, life carries on, sometimes in full view, sometimes just hinted at in glimpses and echoes. And while the boat moves forward, the mind is free to wander. You might reflect on past moments spent near water, or imagine the countless stories that have played out along these banks over the years. You might think about the people whose lives are shaped by this river, the boaters, the workers, the dreamers, the families, all drawn here by the same pull, the same deep-rooted attraction to water as a source of possibility and peace. Loving this ride along the new river so far? There's something magical about being on the water, gliding past the sights and sounds of Fort Lauderdale, and we're just getting started. Here on Living Lauderdale, we bring you right into the heart of the city, whether it's by boat, bike, or barstool, so you can experience the energy, beauty, and personality that make this place unforgettable. If this kind of journey speaks to you, go ahead and tap that like button. It lets us know you're enjoying the adventure and helps us keep making videos you'll love. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. That way, you'll always be the first to catch our latest explorations, hidden spots, and waterfront escapes. We're building a community of locals, visitors, and dreamers who all share a love for this city, and we'd love for you to be part of it. Stick around, the best is yet to come. Being on the river also invites a kind of gratitude. It's a reminder that beauty doesn't always announce itself, sometimes it waits quietly, asking only that we pause long enough to notice. There's something grounding about being surrounded by water, something that softens the edges of everyday life and offers a fresh perspective. It's the kind of experience that lingers long after the boat is docked, long after the engine is cut and the ripples have faded. In a fast-paced world, moments like this are rare. And maybe that's why they matter so much, because they ask us to let go of the need to be productive, to surrender the urge to document every detail, to simply exist within the flow of time and place. To drift, to wonder, to observe without agenda. As the journey continues, you might find yourself thinking about what draws people to the water, what keeps them coming back. Is it the freedom, the sense of escape, the feeling of connection? Maybe it's all of these? Or maybe it's something simpler, something that lives just beyond words. The feeling of sunlight on skin, the cool touch of breeze, the quiet that settles in the heart when you're surrounded by water. The experience isn't just about the sights, or even the sounds, it's about the way it all comes together, the way it makes you feel. It's about the stories you carry home, the moments that find a place in memory, the sense that for a little while, you were part of something larger and more fluid than yourself. And that's just a glimpse of what makes Fort Lauderdale so special. If you felt even a moment of wonder, joy, or curiosity watching this journey along the New River, imagine what else is waiting to be uncovered. Here on Living Lauderdale, we're not just about showing pretty places, we're about capturing the feeling of being part of this vibrant, ever-changing city. So if you love waterfront adventures, local spots with character, and stories that make you appreciate the little things, do yourself a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. We have so much more to show you, from serene mornings to lively nights, hidden gems to iconic favorites, and you won't want to miss a single frame. Join our community, share your favorite moments in the comments, and help us grow this space into a celebration of everything that makes Fort Lauderdale unforgettable. Thanks for being here, we can't wait to explore more together.